What if one single day could kind of tell us everything we need to know about where humanity is headed? Well, recently, something just like that happened. On the exact same day, we got hit with these incredible parallel breakthroughs. One from the digital world we're busy building, and another from the natural world we're still just beginning to understand. So let's dive in and explore these two frontiers.
Okay, I know, it sounds like the setup to a really weird joke, right? What on earth could a brand new species of insect with tiny little horns have in common with some super sophisticated AI? Well, the answer actually tells us something pretty fascinating about where we're pointing our collective magnifying glass as a species.
And the answer is, they were both announced to the world on the very same day. It's this amazing coincidence that gives us a perfect snapshot of our two realities colliding: the digital frontier that we're creating from scratch, and the natural world that we are still, after all this time, exploring. Let's break down what we found in each.
All right, first up, let's head into the digital realm. This is where artificial intelligence is really proving to be a powerful double-edged sword. It turns out it can mislead us just as easily as it can heal us.
So, a study out of Ohio State University uncovered a really serious problem with all those personalized systems that are constantly feeding us content. They found these algorithms don't just recommend stuff. They can quietly and kinda sneakily sabotage how we learn by pushing us down these narrow information tunnels.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's a feedback loop. It starts with you just picking something the algorithm suggests. Then it learns what you like and starts showing you more and more of the same stuff, effectively narrowing your field of view. Pretty soon, your understanding of a topic becomes biased and incomplete. And here's the truly scary part. The more distorted your knowledge gets, the more your confidence that you're an expert actually grows.
And you know, the crucial thing here is that this isn't just about reinforcing political beliefs we already have. As the researcher Jiwon Bog points out, this process can build a distorted view of reality completely from scratch, even if you start out knowing absolutely nothing. It's basically a fundamental trick on our brains.
But then, on that exact same day, another AI story broke that showed its potential to do the complete opposite. Not to distort reality, but to reveal these profound, hidden truths buried deep inside our own biology.
Everyone, meet Pop Eve. It's this new AI model from Harvard Medical School, and what it does is, well, it's incredible. It scans a person's entire genome and gives every single genetic variation a score, predicting how likely it is to cause a disease. Think of it like a super-powered search engine for finding the tiniest needles in the giant haystack of our DNA.
And its power is just staggering. In just one study of patients with these severe, undiagnosed disorders, PopEvi found the likely genetic culprit in about a third of them. That single effort led to the discovery of 123 new connections between genes and diseases. I mean, these are answers that families have been desperately searching for, sometimes for years.
What really makes this tool a game changer is its precision. Popeye can tell the difference between a harmless genetic quirk and a disease-causing one. It can even predict how severe it'll be. And maybe most importantly, it works without the ancestry bias that plagues so many other medical tools, which means it's a whole lot more equitable for everyone.
Okay, so let's step out of the digital world for a minute and back into the biological one. Because on that very same day, other scientists were uncovering secrets that didn't require any code at all, just a closer look at our own bodies and the world around us.
We all know that sitting around too much is bad for us, right? But a study from the University of Birmingham really put a fine point on it. All that sitting, which for a lot of young adults is around 6 hours a day, is actively harming our vascular system. And get this, being physically fit doesn't even protect you from it.
But here's the cool part. They found a surprisingly simple, all-natural solution. The people who drank a high flavanol cocoa drink before sitting for a long period showed no decline in blood vessel function. At all. The flavanols just completely prevented the damage from being sedentary.
So what even are flavanols, and where can you get them? They're just these natural compounds found in a bunch of foods you probably already have. We're talking about cocoa, obviously, but also things like black and green tea, berries, apples, plums, and nuts. A simple little dietary tool to fight back against a very modern problem.
So while one team was looking deep inside our blood vessels, another team, literally halfway around the world in Western Australia, was looking at a critically endangered flower. And in the middle of doing that, they just happened to stumble upon something totally new to science.
They found a bee, but not just any bee.
The researcher, Dr. Kit Prendergast, noticed the female had these tiny, devil-like horns on her face, and in a fantastic moment of pure scientific inspiration, she named it Megashyly Lucifer, because she was binge-watching the show Lucifer on Netflix. You just gotta love that.
Now, this isn't just a fun little story. Finding Lucifer the bee in an area that's threatened by mining and climate change is a real wake-up call. It's a powerful reminder that there are entire species and ecosystems out there we haven't even documented yet, and we could lose them before we ever get the chance.
So, let's bring these two frontiers back together. On one hand, you've got the digital world we have literally built ourselves, and on the other, the natural world we just happen to inhabit. And on this one single day, we learned a pretty crucial lesson from both.
So let's just lay it all out.
From the digital frontier, we got a trick, these sneaky algorithms that can fool our minds. But we also got a treatment, a brilliant AI that can diagnose devastating diseases. And from the natural frontier, we got a clue, a simple compound in our food that protects our health. And finally, a new creature, a tiny horned bee that reminds us how much wonder is still out there, just waiting to be found.
And all of this leaves us with one final and I think really important question. These discoveries prove that answers and wonders are literally everywhere, in our lines of code and in our soil. So, in a world with infinite information and endless places to explore, are we sure we're looking in all the right places?